Hello and welcome back, or welcome if this is your first time to Yarn Over with Angie. Um, in today's video, I would like to show you how to make this beautiful motif. Now, one of the things you can do when you learn new stitches is figure out what you can do with them. And this one is a very simple single crochet motif, and it's done in a spiral. And then when you're done making it the size you want, you have this lovely square, right? So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make it. So for this pattern, I have a book of motifs. And in the book, they have different shapes and different sizes of different motifs. So this is one of the square ones. It has circles, it has triangles, five-sided figures, and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a few of them. And this is one of them. It's just a very simple spiral motif. It doesn't have a name, it just has a number, because again, it's a book of various motifs. So I'm using, for this one, Hirschner's Afghan yarn, and it's a 2-weight. Okay, so it's fine. So I don't know if you know this about me. I love double stranding yarn. So I went ahead and double stranded the yarn in this particular motif. So it makes it a little bit thicker, and I just love the way it feels. Let me show you what it looks like on the other side. So it is absolutely lovely on both sides. Okay, the only way you can see that this is the wrong side, as it's called sometimes, is the yarn that's carried up. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do that in the video. Okay, so I've used the Hirschner's yarn. They have beautiful colors. I mean, the colors are absolutely stunning, and I've double stranded it. So this calls for a size E hook, but because I've double stranded it, I'm going to go ahead and use a G hook. I don't know if you can see that. It looks out of focus. Well, yeah, it's an old hook, so you can't even make it out very much. But I'm going to go ahead and use a G hook for this pattern, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how I started, how to carry the yarn up in the back. And I'm also going to show you, I'm not sure if you can see it, but I have this ridge here on the end here on the border that gives it a little bit of texture. I'm going to go ahead and show you that too. It's a really simple trick, and it adds a lot of texture and it makes it really pretty. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to put this over here, and I'm going to start with the lighter color. And it's only 2 colors that I'm using here. You can use more than 2 colors. You can use 3 colors, or you can have every row a different color. Experiment and let me know how it works out for you. But before you do all of that, right, you have to get started. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with a magic loop. To make a magic loop, you hold the tail, you wrap it around your fingers, and then you take the hook and you grab the yarn like that. Now, if you want a more detailed explanation of how to make the sliding loop, you can go ahead and check in the description. It's called the sliding loop, the magic loop, the magic circle. It's called a few things. The reason why it's magic is because when you're ready, you're going to go ahead and pull this tail and you're going to close this hole up, okay? So after you've made the magic loop, you're going to chain 1, and that's going to lock everything into place. And we're going to do 8 single crochets in here, okay, with our first color. You can choose whatever color you want. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure that you hold on to it, okay? And 8. Here are my 8 single crochets. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull on this tail from when we started, and I'm going to close up the circle. Okay, so now I have my 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need one more. So here is my 8th single crochet. Okay, and I've gone ahead and I've closed the magic loop. What I've done is I've pulled on the tail here and I was able to close up the circle. Now I have my 8th stitch here, so I have my 2 loops on here, and I'm going to go ahead and start my next color. So I started it with this color, my first color, and I'm going to continue with my second color. So I'm just going to finish off that stitch with the second color. Now there's a lot going on here, so it's important that you grab everything with your fingers as much as possible. I'm going to go ahead and finish that single crochet with my new color. All right, so I have 8 single crochets in here, and I finished the last one off with the second color. You're going to see that again in the next round. So if you didn't get it this time, it's okay. You can catch it on the next round. It's really hard to see things when you're starting off. Now, because this is done in a spiral, I'm not going to slip stitch this round. I'm going to keep going. So in this first stitch right here, in this first single crochet stitch right here, I'm going to insert my hook underneath it, and I'm just going to do 1 single crochet. Okay, and you can go ahead, and in the beginning you might want to go ahead and tighten everything a few more times. Okay, so here's my next single crochet stitch, and in here I'm going to go ahead and make 3 single crochets. So here's 1, 2, and then 3. So this is going to be a corner. Okay, so in order for me to remember that this is going to be a corner, because I'd like to try and make things as easy as possible. So there's 3 single crochets in this stitch. I'm going to go ahead and place my stitch marker in the middle one. Okay, because that middle one is going to be the next corner. All right, so here we go. Now we made 3. Now we're going to go in here and we're going to make 1 single crochet. And then we're going to go in the next one right here, and we're going to go ahead and make 3 single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Right, and once again, I'm going to take my stitch marker. I'm going to look for the middle one right here, and I'm going to place a stitch marker. Okay, then I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch right here, and in the next one I'm going to do 3. 1, 2, and then 3. Okay, and I'm going to place a stitch marker right in here. All right, so far we've done 3 corners. You see that? It's starting to look a little bit like a square. Okay, all right. Go ahead and bring it down a little bit. Right. So in the next one, I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in this one. And then in this last one, this last single crochet, you see it right there? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 3 single crochets. Here's 1 single crochet, 2, and then we're going to get ready for the third one. So I'm going to go ahead and make the third one, but I'm not going to finish it because I'm done with this row. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the next color. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is the color that I'm working with. I'm going to take it, and this was the color from the previous row. So I'm going to take this one and I'm just going to pull it over the top like that. And I'm going to pick up this one and I'm going to finish my stitch. Okay, then I'm going to give this one a little bit of a tug to make sure that everything is nice and tight and in space. Okay, and do not forget to go ahead and put the stitch marker in the corner. I'm going to show you how to do another round or 2. Okay, so here's the center one that we made. And I'm going to place my stitch marker. Okay, so now I have my 4 corners and I'm ready to start the next round. Now, what I just did there was this. By placing the yarn over, I'm able to carry it up nice and neat. Okay, so it's not too loose, not too tight. All right, and it stops it from getting all tangled up in the back. So that's what I just did. I'll show you that again on the next round. So this is now round 3, and we are now working with the light color. Okay, with the lighter pink color. Give me a moment. Okay, so we're going to keep working with the light color, and we're on round 3. So we're going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, here's 1. This is a spiral. Here's 1, and here's 2. Okay, and look where we are. We're at the stitch marker. That means that we are at a corner stitch. We can't see. Okay, so that means that we are at a corner stitch. Okay, so you can go ahead and take the stitch marker out and put 3 single crochets in this space right here. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and find the center stitch and put the stitch marker back in again for the corner. You do not have to do this step. This step is optional. I just like to do it because after a while I don't really want to have to count, and I just know that when I get to the stitch marker I'm going to go ahead and make 3 single crochets. Then I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and then 3. And look where I'm at. I am now at the next corner. And what happens at the corner? I'm going to go ahead and do 3 single crochets. And I think you get the idea, but I'm going to finish this round with you. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and I'm going to place my marker in the middle stitch. Now, as I said before, you don't have to do this step, but when you start making it larger, you no longer have to count. You can just keep making your single crochets till you get to the stitch marker. So I'm going to go ahead and make 3 single crochets, 1 in each one. 1, 2, and 3. And if you would like a tutorial on how to make the single crochet, I'm going to go ahead and leave that in the description as well. Okay, look, I'm at the corner, and when you get to the corner, every time you get to the corner, you're going to go ahead and make 3 single crochets in each corner. Here's 1, 2, 3. And after you've completed those 3 single crochets, go ahead and place the stitch marker in the middle one, because that's going to be the corner in the next row or round. And you're going to make 3 single crochets. Here's 1, 2, 3, and then we're at the corner again. But this is the last corner. Look how nice. See, look at that. Nice and square. But now we're at the last corner. So let's go ahead and remove our marker. And we're going to insert our hook and make 3 single crochets. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And, okay, so I've made 3 single crochets. I'm going to go ahead and insert my marker in the middle stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and do 1 single crochet here, but I'm not going to complete it. Okay, I'm going to insert my hook, pull it through, and I now have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to take this color, I'm going to carefully pull it over my next color, which will be I'm going to carefully pull it over my next color, and then I'm going to grab this next color here. Okay, pull this down a little bit, make the stitch a little tighter, and I'm going to complete the stitch with my new color. And then we're going to keep going around and we're going to do it all over again. I'm going to make single crochets until I get to the stitch marker. When I get to the stitch marker, I'm going to make 3 single crochets in each of the stitch marker spaces. On my last single crochet, I'm going to finish the stitch with my new color. And I'm going to keep going and keep going until it gets to the size that I want. Okay? So for this one, I think I made, let's count and see. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows of each color. I did 7 rows of each color, and I'm going to go ahead and show you what happened when I got to the end here. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've continued working, and I have 7 colors of the light pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 7 colors of this darker pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. And when I got to the 7th row, it's the same thing, only I just chose a darker color. So this is my design choice. So I went in with a darker color. You don't have to do that. You can keep going. Make it as large or as small as you like. But I do want to show you how I got this ridge here. So I did 7 of the light color, 7 of the medium color, and then I went ahead and I did one round of this darker color. Same rules applied. Then I went and I did another round of this color. Okay, my design choice. Again, you don't have to do that. So I'm going to show you how I got this ridge here. Okay, so when you're ready and you want this ridge on your last row, so I've gone ahead and I've done some of this, and I'm going to show you how I went and I did that. You see, I still have my stitch markers in my corners because I don't want to count. I don't want to count. I'm just going to go and crochet. All right. Now I know you can see the staggering here, but that's okay because this is a spiral. It's part of the aesthetic, I suppose. Okay. Um, so I don't have an issue with it. Okay. So I'm going to show you in the back again how it looks. You see how I carried my yarn up the back. So it's nice and neat. All I have to weave in later is the beginning. All I have to weave in later is the beginning strand from when I made my magic loop. Okay, but everything is all nice and tidy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how I did that. So let me pull out this last stitch here, insert my hook. Okay. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue with the single crochet because that's what the pattern calls for. But here's how I got the ridge. Instead of going underneath both loops, okay, because when you do that, this is what you get. Instead of doing that, I'm going to do it in the back loop only. But I'm going to insert my hook in the back loop here. And there's a little bump here, okay, right here. And I'm going to insert it underneath that. So I did it in the back loop and in the back bump. I'm going to make my single crochet. I'm going to show you the back bump better. Hold on. Here's my single crochet stitch. So when you turn it over, let me see if I can find something here. Oh, my tiny hooks are gone. Okay. So when you turn it over on the back side of every stitch, there's this little loop right here. You see it? So I inserted my hook into this. I inserted my hook into the back loop of the stitch and into this loop right here. All right, I'm going to try another one. I'm going to show you another one. I hope that's not too confusing. I'm going to turn it around so you can see. I inserted my hook into the back loop. That would be this right here. And then there's a bump right here. And yes, I have to use my fingers to help me do that. And then I yarned over and pulled it through, and I completed my single crochet. Okay, I'm going to show you one more time how it looks on the back. I inserted my hook in the back loop of the stitch and in that back loop. Okay, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull it through, and yarn over and pull it through both loops. Okay, and so this is how I do it. You don't have to do this back loop, but I like it because I think it gives it a little bit of stability. It stops it from being too, I don't know, loose. But again, you don't have to. You can just go ahead and do it in this back loop only. Okay, that's an option. But this is how I got that pretty rich. So I'm going to go all the way into the back loop. I'm going to show you one more time, into the back loop and into that little bump in the back of the stitch. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way down, and that's how I got this lovely ridge here, as you can see. All right, so what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to go ahead and make one of these and let me know what colors you chose, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this motif, because I have lots of others that I would like to show you. But if you can tell me, because like I have these squares, right? I'm going to make a few of them. Tell me in the comments, what should I make with the squares when I'm done? Should I make a scarf? Should I make a blanket? Should I make a bag? What do you think I should make? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. And then I'm going to make a video showing you what I've done with these squares. And you can go ahead and click on the links here to find out what I did make. But don't forget to comment and give me your ideas, okay? Thanks a lot, Deville.